story, Hiding a Jewish Friends from the Nazis, a true story by Klaus Driessen. The Righteous Among the Nations Medal. It was awarded to Mati Driessen by Yad Vashem. It's displayed at the Holocaust Museum in Dallas, Texas. Jerusalem and Yad Vashem in Israel. Mati Driessen and Lily Wolf, a Jew. They worked together as dress designers before the war. Had over 40 women working for them in Cologne, Germany. Hid Lily for over 4 years in her apartment in Vienna, Austria. She's honored by the Israeli government as one of the righteous among nations. She's recognized with Oskar Schindler as a righteous Gentile. She put her life on the line for her friend Lily. Lily Wolf. This is the woman my mother hid in Austria from the Nazis. She was hidden in a small closet in my mother's apartment. She was a well-known dress designer in Europe. She escaped the concentration camps and immigrated to America in 1947. These are the two ladies who raised me and had the greatest influence on my life. Both have passed away. Mati Driessen. She was born in Kleve in 1910. Kleve is on the Rhine, near the Dutch border. She was one of 5 children. She had a twin sister. The profession, she was a dress designer and a dressmaker. She went to the trade school in Cologne. And this is her life chronology, which started in 1916. Lily Wolf. She was born in Berlin in 1896. Berlin is in the northeast Germany, and it's the capital of Germany. She was one of 9 children, and only 2 survived. She was very religious Jewish upbringing. Her profession was a milliner and a dressmaker. Her education, the trade school in Cologne. These are her naturalization papers. Cologne, Germany. They met in Cologne, and they were studying dress designing. They graduated together and started a dress designing business. They had over 40 women working for them, making dresses for the opera in Cologne. The design studio was on the Hohe Strasse. In 1933, Hitler came to power. He passed what were called the Nuremberg laws. They were passed to denaturalize Jews. They also had made costumes in Cologne. Here's one of a dancer who actually turns from an ostrich into a dancer. Lily then moved to Vienna. She was forced first to go to Berlin, and then she lived in a Jewish ghetto there. She worked in a factory making uniforms for the SS. Eventually, she was able to travel to Vienna. She had to move into the ghetto in Vienna. She was able to leave the ghetto during the day, but she had to return to her apartment at night. At first, the Jews could leave the ghettos and were forced to stay. Every day, Lily went to Mati's apartment. When it was no longer safe to return, she went into hiding. And this is where she hid. For 4.5 years, in a schrank or closet similar to this one. It had a false bottom. When anyone came to the door, she ran and hid in the bottom of the schrank. She had some close calls. She wanted to leave the apartment one day. She went to the park in Vienna, this very park of the picture here. She was asked by the police for her identity papers. Of course, she didn't have any. She told the officer she would go to her apartment and get those papers. He let her go. And of course, she never returned. She had to hide in the apartment until the end of the war. The Jews were being taken to the concentration camps. This is a picture of the night of the broken glass. Here are some of the liberated camps in 1945, Treblinka and Belzenbergen. When she came to America, she finally came in 1947. She designed dresses for Miss America of 1952, Colleen Bay K. Hutchins. She worked as Macy's for a draper. Then she finally came to Dallas in 1963. She also designed a dress for Mrs. Caroline Williams, which she wore to the John F. Kennedy inauguration. Working in America. My mother and Liddy designed many dresses. The one on the left is a beautiful mythology theme. We came directly through Galveston. Lily was responsible for sponsoring us. Of course, they designed many dresses for different festivals. This is a beautiful dress that she made with swans, with real swan feathers. Here's another dress that was made for the Corpus Christi Ball. Here's a dress of a lady that is dressed as a snake, and if you look at her hands in this picture and also in the next one, you can see that it's actually a dancer, and she dances like a snake. Here are some drawings that Lily made. And what happened that Lily made the drawings, my mother then took those drawings and made them into dresses. I was born in Altenmarkt in June 14th, 1948, 3 years after the war. Here's a picture of me, and of course me and my mother, and this is my entry visa to come into the United States. I became a citizen in 1966, and here's my immigration documents. Here's a picture of my father and my grandfather, and also of my birth certificate.